Our final recipient tonight is Dr. Vic Smith. Smith is a lifelong Hoosier and one of Indiana's most visible and active advocates for public education. He began teaching in 1969 and retired in 2009, but has done more than simply remain active. He has been a volunteer, advocate, and consistent voice for public education in the Indiana State House. In 2011, he co-founded the Indiana Coalition for Public Education, an advocacy group supporting public schools and opposing the privatization of public education. It has probably become one of the leading voices in Indiana for public education in just that 2-year period. Smith has written over 150 editions of Vic's State House Notes, a free email on education issues on the State House, and all educators read it throughout Indiana religiously. Smith has been widely honored for his professional accomplishments and great contributions to education in the state of Indiana. His awards include the Indiana Council for Economic Education's Senesh Award for School Administrators, the Geography Educators Network of Indiana's Indiana Geography Teacher of the Year Award, the Special Service Award, recognizing 20 years of service to the Indianapolis Public Schools Multicultural Infusion Conference, the Association for Teacher Educators Indiana Lifetime Service Award, the Indiana Council for Social Studies Special Service Award, and the Indiana University School Administrators Association's Contribution to Education Award. He has served as a social studies teacher, curriculum developer, state research and evaluation consultant, state social studies consultant, district social studies supervisor, assistant principal, educational association staff member, and adjunct university professor. Smith worked for Garrett Kaiser Butler Schools, the IU Social Studies Development Center, the Indiana Department of Education, the Indianapolis Public Schools, IUPUI, and the Indiana Urban Schools Association, from which he retired as Associate Director in 2009. He taught at IUPUI as an adjunct professor from 1979 to 2010. Smith graduated from Elkhart High School and holds 3 degrees: BA in Education from Ball State University in 1969, MS in Education from Indiana University in 1972, and an EDD from Indiana University in 1977. Additionally, he holds a teacher's license, a principal's license, and a superintendent's license. Katie, his wife of 4 years, also holds a doctorate from Indiana University, and their only son, Drew, holds a bachelor's degree from IUPUI. Vic, you are a champion for public education in the state of Indiana. It is a privilege for me to recognize you as an IU School of Education Distinguished Alumnus. Vic, you come forward.
Thank you, Dean Gonzalez. I really appreciate this whole occasion. And Dr. Williams, I appreciate your support and all you've done to recognize my work. I'm deeply honored by this award. To try to express my thanks, I was delighted to hear that I could have as many as 5 minutes, as has been already said. Too many times in the Indiana State House, I've been limited 3 minutes or even 1 minute. But however long I can speak, Words cannot adequately convey my appreciation. Life goes fast. I was recently thinking just the other day about the day I was wandering this part of the campus trying to compose the end of my dissertation, and then I realized that was 36 years ago. My 40-year career seemingly flew by, but what we're left with in the final analysis, I believe, are strong relationships to celebrate and strong beliefs to pass along. Gene Glass cited in the old adage in his book, which summarized his tremendous career in educational research, but he cited the adage, "Facts are negotiable, beliefs are rock solid." So today I want to celebrate strong relationships, and I want to share a few strong beliefs that my career has led me to hold. I want to start by thanking my wife, Katie, who's here with us, for her great support throughout my career. We celebrated our 44th anniversary last June, and only she knows the story about how close we came to careers outside Indiana. We were both finishing our doctorates at IU, and she got the first job interview for a speech and hearing job at, can I say these words here, the University of Kentucky. It turned out that the UK folks gave her a pretty poor offer, and she turned them down. I won't comment further. I had the next interview in Indianapolis with the Department of Public Construction, and we have been in Indianapolis ever since. I'm delighted our son Drew could be here tonight. Drew also stayed in the IU family and has a degree from IUPUI. He is living proof that my work running mock elections for students had an impact. After he participated in mock elections during his elementary years that I had organized for the Indianapolis Public Schools, he grew extremely interested in elections. He became a poll worker at his first opportunity, and now he faithfully works every election as the inspector in our precinct. So I celebrate also tonight the guidance of my professors, like Fred Smith, who is at our table, and I appreciate his work in this event tonight. And I've seen Gerald Marker, who's here, was one of my professors, and I had a great doctoral committee. You know these names: Howard Mellinger, John Patrick, Rick Pugh, and chaired by Lee Eman, who is here tonight. So I'm going to thank all of them for their hard work. I've been blessed to have many colleagues who share my passion for public education and have joined with me in the past few years to form the Indiana Coalition for Public Education. And several board members of ICPE are here tonight. Mary Rose, who's at our table, Bob Dalton, Roger Fierst, and Marilyn Shank were all able to make it, along with my great friend Chuck Little, the executive director of the Urban School Association, who was my consultant when we were setting up that coalition. The Indiana Coalition for Public Education grew out of my strong beliefs about the importance of public education, which I will summarize in 3 statements. Number 1, private school vouchers threaten our democracy. Intense competition for school choice is based on reading and math scores only, and time for citizenship education is being squeezed out of the curriculum. Social studies is slowly disappearing because of this. If young people are not taught about citizenship in the nonpartisan pro and con forum of public schools, our democracy is in peril. 2, vouchers threaten the religious harmony of our society. There's a reason that the General Assembly did not fund religious education with tax dollars after our 1851 Constitution until that changed in 2011, 160 years later. The voucher plan, which I believe over time will disrupt religious cooperation, was brought in 2011. And I believe that we should not favor one faith over the other with state money. That is a huge problem in the future. And 3, vouchers undermine any motivation or urgency for legislators to improve funding for public schools, since now they can simply tell parents that if they don't like conditions at their school, they can go elsewhere. In place of high quality, legislators have given parents the right to shop. stable community schools will soon disappear. Of course, I could go on, but you see now where my years in economic education, geography, voter education, law-related education, history, global education, and multicultural education have led. In order to preserve and extend our democracy, which has been the theme of my career in social studies, I must now work to stop the dismantling of public education. I interpret this honor tonight as well as an honor for my mission to protect and defend public education itself. And I urge all those present who feel as I do about the importance of public education to take up the fight in your arena. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this cherished moment. And if we get another 5 minutes together sometime, I'll tell you the story of how I turned down a cello scholarship at the IU School of Music in order to become a history teacher. Thank you very much.